The NBA locker room is meant to be a professional environment where players form unity during the season. Any basketball star that has a locker room issue or starts a fight could lead to them getting punished in some form. NBA fans have been treated to wilder stories than other sports when it comes to shocking moments in the locker room. Each scenario unfolded differently, with tensions always rising when things go negatively. Major names have found their way into the worst headlines for locker room issues. The stories range from potential brawls of opposing teams to teammates having issues to strange occurrences. Find out which of your favorite players were involved with the wildest NBA locker room stories ever. Rockets trying to get in Clippers locker room to fight. Chris Paul visiting the Los Angeles Clippers as an opponent for the first time after leaving for the Houston Rockets provided drama. Blake Griffin and Paul exchanged words with other teammates, getting even uglier, caused more tension after the game. The Rockets tried to enter the Clippers locker room using a secret path that Paul knew from his time playing there. They were stopped before entering the opposing locker room, but it was a strange story of things growing ugly between two teams. J.R. Smith throwing a bowl of soup at a coach. Cavaliers assistant coach Damon Jones had an exchange with J.R. Smith during the 2018 season. LeBron James' final season with the team before joining the Los Angeles Lakers saw many issues coming up in the franchise. Smith throwing a bowl of soup at Jones showed how unpredictable the locker room was at the time. The Cavaliers suspended and fined Smith for being unprofessional and almost starting a fight with the most absurd of actions. Ron Artest sneaks into Lakers locker room. Not all disturbing or bizarre stories from NBA locker rooms involve fighting or screaming matches. But this entry on the list centers on Ron Artest, also known as Meta World Peace, so it's understandably strange. The story, told by then Lakers coach Phil Jackson, takes place following Game 6 of the 2008 NBA Finals. The Boston Celtics had just dismantled Los Angeles by a score of 131-92 to claim its 17th championship. Jackson recalls that Artest, who had been eliminated by the Lakers earlier in the playoffs as a member of the Houston Rockets, found his way into a restricted coach's locker room. There he made his case to Jackson on why he wanted to join the Lakers the next season and win a championship. As if that wasn't bizarre enough, Kobe Bryant was taking his post-game shower when he saw Artest. He made the same pitch to Bryant as the Laker great stood in the shower. Whatever Artest said worked, as the next year he signed a 5-year deal with Los Angeles and was on the 2010 championship team. Gilbert Arenas bringing a gun to a locker room. Gilbert Arenas saw his rise as a star for the Washington Wizards come to an end due to an all-time horrible locker room story. The Wizards saw Arenas and role player Javaris Crittenton getting into a confrontation about a card game gone wrong. Both Arenas and Crittenton pulled out guns as things escalated to the point of threatening gun violence. The NBA ended up suspending both players for the rest of the season, along with other punishments. Arenas never returned to form when coming back from his suspension. Draymond Green telling Durant the Warriors don't need him. The final season of Kevin Durant with the Golden State Warriors made it clear he was growing unhappy with the situation. Things reached a boiling point when Durant and Draymond Green got into a huge argument on the court when Green refused to pass the game-winning shot opportunity to Durant. The two argued on the bench before losing an OT, and it extended to the locker room. Green cursed out Durant and stated that the Warriors don't need him to win. This was the same criticism fans and media members said whenever Durant accomplished something with the super team. Durant admitted this played a huge role in him wanting to leave Golden State in the upcoming free agency.
Are you a business owner looking to stand out? Let your brand shine, literally, with a custom neon sign from Glow Neo, transforming your logo into a vibrant LED masterpiece that grabs attention day or night. Whether it's a storefront, office, or event space, neon signage sets you apart from the competition. Plus, with our free design preview and fast turnaround, it's never been easier. Ready to light up your business? Visit glowneo.com and go to the Business Neons page and fill out the form. Get started today.
Lakers teammates having to separate Kobe Bryant and Dwight Howard. The one season of Kobe Bryant and Dwight Howard teaming together on the Los Angeles Lakers ended in a huge disappointment. Bryant clearly didn't like Howard's joking demeanor, since it was one of Kobe's final chances to realistically contend for an NBA championship. The two got into a locker room confrontation after a noteworthy loss on New Year's of 2013. Teammates had to separate them from throwing punches. Bryant and Howard posted a comedic picture together afterwards, making light of the story, but their issues returned later in the season. Amare Stoudemire getting injured by punching a fire extinguisher. Raise your hand if you've ever punched a fire extinguisher and ended up with stitches that made your hand look like a baseball. The only person you'll see with his hand raised will undoubtedly be Amare Stoudemire. I think it's safe to say that Amare is in a small group of people who fought a fire extinguisher and lost, which is quite an embarrassment. Just the fact that Amare thought it would be smart to punch a piece of glass out of anger earns him a mandatory spot on this list. While this incident didn't technically happen in a locker room, it's boneheaded enough to make the list, as I'm sure the Knicks have banned fire extinguishers from being allowed in their locker room from this point on. DeMarcus Cousins cursing out reporter. DeMarcus Cousins was a controversial figure in the NBA during his time with the Sacramento Kings. Great stats with weak team success saw Cousins becoming more controversial whenever he got into it with a player, coach, or the media. One reporter felt the wrath of Cousins after writing an article about DeMarcus' brother getting arrested during his time in the G League. Cousins cursed out the reporter and refused to answer questions until said reporter left the locker room. Dennis Rodman and Carmen Electra having fun everywhere. Carmen Electra confirmed prior rumors about her relationship with Dennis Rodman, extending to time at the Chicago Bulls venue. The two were known as a wild couple in the celebrity spotlight, but they had even wilder times behind the scenes. Electra revealed that she and Rodman had fun romantic moments at the Bulls' practice facility and locker room area, where no other employees were around. Rodman likely would have been fined and suspended if this was confirmed at the time. Chris Paul insulting James Harden's physique. The Houston Rockets suffered the biggest disappointment of the 2019 NBA playoffs when they lost 2 games to the Golden State Warriors without Kevin Durant. Chris Paul and James Harden still couldn't beat the Warriors without their best player. A controversial story came out shortly after the elimination about Paul and Harden having a locker room argument. The reported details to surface stated that Paul called out the physique of Harden for not being in the peak condition for an athlete. Houston traded Paul for Russell Westbrook later that offseason when the deal was available. D'Angelo Russell records Nick Young's confession. This story is one of a prank war gone too far, involving a rookie who perhaps didn't know quite what he was doing. In 2016, a video surfaced of Los Angeles Lakers guard D'Angelo Russell recording an unaware teammate, Nick Young, confess to cheating on his fiancée, rapper Iggy Azalea. Somehow, the video was released to the public and a scandal was born. Reports soon started coming out of the Lakers' locker room that Russell was given the cold shoulder by teammates. Stories range from the team forcing Russell to eat alone to veterans standing up and walking away when he sat nearby. Sources even suggested that the Laker organization was concerned over trust issues with Russell, who had been the second overall pick. The incident was a dark spot in what was supposed to be a celebration of Kobe Bryant's final season, as Los Angeles had little else to be positive about with that roster. And while Russell and Young both claim to have moved past it, Russell will likely carry the stigma with him for some time. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for tuning in.